Hello everyone, welcome back to a week in my life. We're gonna see what all happens this week. I'm just going to bring you guys along and also keep you updated on what I'm reading this week and try to finish some books this week as well. I said I wanted to film more videos this month and it's not been happening. It's almost the end of April already. Where has time gone? Oh my goodness. Excuse my voice because I was sick this over the weekend, just slightly. I started like with a cough and then I started feeling achy, like I was coming down with a fever or something. I don't know, it was weird. It was a busy week last week with getting ready for my husband's family coming down for the weekend. And there were some late nights as well, so I lost some sleep and that always wrecks my immune system and I just always, it seems, come down with something. So anyway, but we're on the mend, so we're feeling slightly better. We are starting this on a Tuesday and it's almost 1 o'clock. We're trying to finish up lunch here. She slept a little late, so that's why we're eating lunch late. You have to see this. The mess. She just learned how to dip her food into sauces and she's obsessed. Anyway, what's happening this week? There's a few things planned. Tonight our church's ladies are getting together for the once a month prayer meeting. Some of the ladies are taking turns sharing their stories and this is the first time I'll actually be able to go since we moved here. Something has always come up every time it comes around and I haven't been able to go, which is really sad because I want to go to get to know the ladies in our church more and make friends, you know? And then tomorrow night, I'm really excited about this. A couple of friends here and I are going to watch the re-release of Pride and Prejudice in theaters because it's the 20th anniversary since it was released. I'm so excited. The short version with like Keira Knightley, it's not my favorite Pride and Prejudice version. Sorry. I like the one with Colin Firth and like the 6-episode one, the long one, just because it's more accurate to the book and I like the actors on there. But I do enjoy this one as well, and to see it on the big screen, I'm so excited. Don't really know what else is happening the rest of this week. I'm just gonna bring you along. Just working here at the house. Today I am, excuse the mess. I'm currently making some bread and have some dough rising here. And obviously I need to clean up my kitchen. There's just mess and chaos everywhere. I was able to yesterday get all of the house, like get most of the house put back to order after our company was here this past weekend. But yeah, this is just today's dishes and mess that I need to get cleaned up. I need to take care of my garden. There's so many weeds coming up. It's like I was worried that the things we planted weren't coming up, and it's been really dry here, so we've been having to water the garden some. And I was a little worried that our plants weren't going to show up, but they're starting to pop up. But what's really coming up out of the ground is a ton of weeds, so which is normal, obviously. But we need to get that cleaned up. Basically, not just a ton of exciting things happening this week, but it is a week in my life, and it's a very normal week in my life. Anyway, we'll see how much reading I can get done. I did forget to mention that I do have my book club get together tomorrow morning. I was invited to join one fairly soon after we moved here. I've only been able to go to one get together since I moved here. And tomorrow will only be the 3rd, so I only missed one. We talk a little bit about the book that we're reading, but for the most part we just more chat and fill each other in on our lives. But the book that we are reading for the book club is The Tech-Wise Family by Andy Crouch. We're almost done. I think we'll finish the book before the next get together, which probably won't be until May, but I'll probably finish this book in April, just to be able to count it as an April read. And we've just been breaking it up in sections, but it's basically just everyday steps for putting technology in its proper place. The other 3 books that I'm working on crazy. I told myself I wasn't going to do this, but I did do this, and I started more books at a time instead of just reading one, you know. But the other book that I'm reading, I like to always have a book going on my Kindle, even though I've been trying to just read one book at a time. But it's just easier to pick up my Kindle when I'm putting Eden down to sleep, just because it's easier to hold a Kindle than a physical book while rocking a squirmy toddler now. I am reading Titan by Brian McBride. This is book number 2 in his Mammoth series. It's an adventure story, treasure hunting, or more like archaeological. Anyway, it's an adventure story of a group of friends who are... You have to read the first one before reading the second one, obviously, but I don't really know what to say about it at this point. Like, I'm trying to enjoy it, but I have some thoughts, and I don't know if I want to go into it here or if I want to go into it on my reading wrap up. It's a fun story, it really is, and it's very interesting, high stakes, fast moving, but yeah, I have some thoughts, and I'm trying to decide if I want to go into them or not. But that's the other one that I'm reading. And then I'm also reading Amanda Dykes' Yours is the Night. This is part of one of the 25 books that my sister picked out for me to read this year, 25 in 2025. You can watch that video here, or I'll link it down in the description as well. I haven't read a single one of those books yet, and so I decided I really need to start, and so I picked this one up first. And how far into it am I? 75 to 80 pages. I kind of lost my place, so I have to find it again. 75 to 80 pages in, and it's very interesting, but I've never read Amanda's books before, and it's definitely a different writing style, and so I'm just trying to get used to it and making it a little bit difficult to get into the book. But it is interesting, and I feel like the more I get into it, the easier it will be to understand, like, get used to her style of writing. And I think it's more the POVs, like it keeps switching between different people, and I'm kind of getting the characters mixed up because it's told in first person. Is that what it is? I get my perspectives, I get my POVs mixed up sometimes. But then the fourth book that I'm slowly making my way through is Everyone's a Theologian. This is also part of the 25 in 2025 list. I only read the first chapter of this. This is by R.C. Sproul. I recently listened to Felicia Masonheimer's Every Woman a Theologian, and that one was so easy and quick to get through, very easy to understand, really put into layman's terminology, I guess, so like anyone can read it and understand basic theology. But this one is definitely a more scholarly text, because he's getting into the very nitty-gritty of like word definitions, and so it's going to take some time to get through this book, because it takes some brain work to fully understand what he's saying, which is good. I actually enjoy these kinds of books, but if you want a quick overview of what the basic principles of theology are in Christianity, you can read Felicia Masonheimer's. If you want a scholarly one, here is one example. Maybe I shouldn't give a full recommendation of this book yet because I haven't finished it, but I do trust R.C. Sproul's teachings. Anyway, those are the books that I'm reading. Right now, I need to stop yapping, as the kids say these days, and get my kitchen cleaned out, because I will need to do the next step in the bread making process soon as well, and I want the kitchen clean for that. So, let's get cleaning. You wanna help Mama eat it? You wanna help Mama? Let Mama get all the sharp things out first. Yes, thank you. Is it stuck? Here you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. More. Is that a fork? Are we all done? All done. Thank you. Spring here. You got it, baby girl? Do you need help? Has just been absolutely gorgeous. Got my laundry hung. My husband put up this rolling wash line, what they call the Amish wash lines. And I love it. It makes me so happy to see clean laundry fluttering in the breeze. Spring here has just been absolutely gorgeous. And where I grew up in Georgia, I don't remember seeing so many different varieties of flowers and things in the yard. Maybe our yard was sprayed too much with weed killer and things like that, but this yard here in South Carolina is so gorgeous. I've found so many different kinds of flowers and it's absolutely beautiful. Is that... Hold on, baby girl. Sorry, I was trying to see if what I saw moving through the grass was a lizard or a snake. It was very small and I couldn't see feet, but I didn't think it was really moving like a snake. It was very small. I just know that snakes are starting to come out of hibernation, and we have all of these woods here, and I don't know if we have a ton of snakes around. We haven't seen one yet, but I am a little worried. Here, should Mama sit with you? I get my laundry hung, and now I hear thunder. Perfect, so I'm gonna have to take that off. Oh, did you drop your flower? Do you want to get down and get it? Can you get your flower? Anyway, speaking of flowers, like I was saying earlier, this yard here, I don't know if it's ever been sprayed. It might have been, but there's so many different types of wildflowers growing, and I absolutely love it. Let me see if I can show you the different varieties. These, I see, the problem is I don't even know what kinds these are, but there's so many. Look at all that. We have these little fake strawberry plants. Like, they look like strawberries and the leaves look like strawberry plants too, but I don't even know if they're edible. But we have those, these super tiny purple flowers. And yes, our lawn needs to be mowed. So a lot of these flowers will be cut down, but they will also grow back really quickly. Or at least they have been growing back really quickly. We don't own our own lawnmower yet. We've been borrowing our neighbors, they've been so kind about it. Don't pinch your finger, baby girl. Yeah. But anyway, I want to take you out and show you my roses. Oh look, here's another one. I hope you can hear me over the air conditioner going right now, but I was cleaning out the flower bed a couple weeks ago and I found these plants, like tiny little plants, that I'm pretty sure those are planted. And they turned out to be peony plants that are going to be blooming soon, and I'm so excited. Okay, so these rose bushes here were planted by people who lived here previously. But I was so happy to have them because they bring me so much joy. They are so pretty. I haven't seen any of these pink ones up close yet. But look at these. They are stunning. Do you want to get the dandelion? Oh, you guys. A moment of honesty and transparency. It's so hard to know how much of like, how do I say this? My friend Nicole, I'm gonna link her channel down below. She is one of my dear friends who I grew up with in Georgia, but she and her husband and family moved to Alaska the end of last year sometime, and so she's been documenting their life there, and it's so fun to watch, and it's a great way to stay updated with what's going on. This lighting is terrible and makes me look like death. What is this? Do you hear the thunder? Rain is coming, which is going to be fantastic for the garden. But anyway, back to what I was saying. In one of her videos, she just was very honest about how it looked like everything was fun and exciting on the little adventure that they went on, but behind the scenes, what you didn't see on camera is the frustrations that happened with the children and other things going on. And yeah, I'm kind of feeling that today, because it felt like on the day that I decided to start a vlog, Eden starts to be super grumpy or just whining a lot. And is it because I'm talking to a camera and she knows I'm not talking to her? Or I don't know if it's like the thing I talked about in other videos of where she knows that I'm distracted, or if it's a matter of her teething. She cut another tooth last night, or I finally felt it again. I don't know if it was exactly yesterday, but it was the first time I noticed that she has another tooth that popped through, and I think she has several others that are trying to come through. And so I can tell she's just not really herself. And I, in turn, have been a little bit frustrated with her, which is on me. I'm the adult in this situation. I need to have a heart check, I guess. But just to let you know, if you see my day, and depending how I edit this video, and you may have heard her in some of the clips, the way she's just kind of whining in the background. I don't know how I'll edit it and how much I'll cut out, because this isn't really a mom channel. This isn't a parenting channel. And I do try to keep Eden's face out of the camera, out of the videos, just to protect her privacy. And I don't want to have her meltdowns and things on camera either, because that's private. But all that to say, depending how this is edited, if you see my life and my day here, or my week, and think, wow, she has her whole life put together. She makes bread, she has laundry on the line, she has a clean house. That's not the case, okay? I mean, yes, I did do those things, but like, not every aspect of my life is put together. I very easily fall into frustration or annoyance at little things like that, when Eden is constantly whining or things aren't going right. And so yeah, don't play the comparison game with people you watch online, as I feel like that's a very easy tendency to do. But the way we edit videos and do things, it's usually a highlight reel and showing the better parts of our lives, and which is okay, because I don't really think we need to be dumping all of the bad things online either, because I don't think it's healthy for us to consume so much of that from other people's lives that we don't personally know or anything. But at the same time, I do feel like we should be honest and real about what's going on. If you know, like, I believe there's a balance in all of that. I hope I'm making sense. I'm watching the thunder roll in, and it's starting to get windy. I don't know, I guess it's a storm coming in. Did I say watch the thunder roll in? I hear the thunder rolling, and I'm watching the storm come in. There we go. Anyway, I did put Eden down in her crib to look at books, and to just both of us have a little bit of a breather. She's happily looking at books right now. She loves books so much, which I love. But yeah, that's what's going on behind the scenes. Is I'm dealing with a teething toddler, which also means I need to work on, wow, That was a lot. That was big. I love thunderstorms. It's perfect. Anyway, dealing with my own thoughts and emotions and needing to have a little bit more self-control in that area. So there we go. There's my moment of honesty. Can you push it for Mama? That one. That one. There you go. Is it making coffee? There's truly nothing better than fresh bread with butter. It's just so good. Good morning. Not good morning. It's good afternoon, but this is the first time I'm saying hello today. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, I didn't get any footage today, this morning, and I wasn't really planning on it anyway, since I just don't like to film when I'm around friends unless they know I'm doing a video and are wanting to participate. But yeah, it was a really good time hanging out and chatting. And again, we rarely even talk about, I don't know if this is how it is all the time, because this is my only second time joining them, but I feel like it's more of a community friend / mom group where we just get together and talk about life and encourage each other and sometimes discuss the book and the things that we're learning in the books that we're reading. But overall, it was a good time, and I'm glad that I have this to, you know, step out of my comfort zone and meet new people and establish some more friends here in this community, because this is where right now God has us, and I want to establish some roots and yeah, just have that good fellowship and people who encourage me in my walk with God, and yeah, just as a mom and a wife, all of that. But Eden did not have a nap this morning, obviously, because we were gone, and so she's been down now for about 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and I'm hoping she sleeps a long time, because again, I'm going out this evening to go to watch Pride and Prejudice, the re-release. So that's exciting, but I'm hoping she sleeps a while right now. I just got done cleaning up the house and I made myself a coffee because I'm feeling like I need it. I did not go to sleep until after midnight last night, but that's my own fault because I was researching some things. You know when you just go to bed and you lay down and you start thinking about something that you can't stop thinking about until you know, look it up and research it? I don't like to do that right before I go to sleep and being on my phone, but I do that sometimes, and last night that happened and I was up researching some things for a while. So I'm feeling a little tired today and that's all on me. It's my fault. I'm going to sit down right now and work on reading while I'm enjoying some quiet time, and I don't really have much else to do. I am waiting on some laundry to finish in the dryer and then I need to fold all of that and put it away, but yeah, right now I'm going to enjoy my coffee, enjoy the quiet of the house, and I'm going to try to get some reading done because I do want to finish at least most of these books that I talked about that I'm in the middle of right now before the end of April, and it's kind of taking me a while to get there, so I need to step on it and read some more. So
and continues to do so 2 decades later. Whether you're...
this is what I came home to yesterday. I had randomly seen a reel on Instagram that April 23rd is National Give Someone a Rose and a Book Day. I have no idea if it's even official or if it was just some random reel. Because when I sent it to my husband, do you need help? When I sent it to him, he was like, seems made up. And I said, well, most traditions and holidays were at some point made up, you know? Anyway, he was like, fair enough, good point. And and then after that, I just completely forgot about it. And until last night, I walked home and saw this here and I was like, he actually did it. So I got a rose and a book. It's The Garden of Lost Secrets. It's a World War II novel. No idea if it's even clean. He himself said, he was like, I couldn't hardly find it. I'm not even sure where he went, but he said he was having a hard time finding a good book. And so I have no idea if I will enjoy the book or not, but the sentiment is nice. I appreciate it. And it's a World War II novel, so it sounds very interesting, the premise of it. But yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like clean or anything either, because you just don't know with books these days. I'll just quickly read the back. Stasia had always found comfort in the idyllic French countryside where she spent her childhood summers roaming the fields and finding inspiration for fairy tales full of bravery and adventure. But with Nazi soldiers now storming across Europe, she finds herself one of the most hunted agents of the resistance. The only safe haven she can think of is Chateau de Montesser, but she's about to discover that it just may be the center of her biggest mission yet. Okay, so it's dual timeline, and then present day, when Isabel purchases a crumbling chateau in Rouen, it's not just a renovation project, it's a chance to reconnect with her estranged sister, Emily. What she uncovers instead is an intriguing mystery. As the sisters piece together the incredible truth behind the beloved novels written by their great-grandmother Stasia, they discover an explosive secret that will change everything they believed about their family. So, sounds interesting, and it's centered around World War II writing books, so that's fun. Can I balance my camera there? It is now the next day, obviously. Today we don't have anything planned, well, as in like I don't need to leave the house at all, and it's a cloudy, rainy day. Perfect. So the only plans that I will really have is to try to finish some books today, or at least get through more of the books that I'm reading, because I do want to try to at least finish. If we finish one book this week, that'll be a win, honestly. We just got done eating breakfast. I'm about to make myself some coffee and gonna sit down and do my Bible reading for the day. I have fallen behind a little bit again in the Bible in a Year club that Felicia Masonheimer is doing, but as she says, start where we are. And yeah, it's not a ton of pressure, but I do still like to catch up when I can to what I missed in the readings. So I'm gonna try to do some of that this morning, and then I will pick up some of my other books that I'm reading. There we go. Thank you. Gonna watch it? Gonna watch it now? Gonna watch it. The coffee's gonna come out. Here it comes. Wow. I wanted to talk about last night too, just a little bit, because I didn't get a much footage at all, except one little clip of the opening credits. The lighting is terrible here. It was so much fun to go watch that movie, a very familiar movie, in the theater. I love going to the theater and seeing movies there, because I just love the big screen, because you can see so many details. And there are so many little things that I never noticed before in the movie until I watched it last night in the theaters. And it was pretty much sold out when we got the tickets, so we had to sit in the first 2 rows in the, like, right there by the screen. So like it felt like we were in it almost. But it was, I don't like those seats, but it was still very fun to just go and just see it all right in front of you on a big screen, and just noticing little details about the cinematography, and then certain lines and quotes that I'd never really heard before. I don't know. It was fun. This one is not my favorite Pride and Prejudice, as I've mentioned before, but it was so fun to watch it again. And there are so many things about this movie that I actually really love, and it was just a grand old time. We wanted to go to a coffee shop afterwards on the way home, because there was one that's supposed to be open until 10 o'clock. They closed an hour early as we were driving up to it, so that was lame. Gonna go sit down, do my Bible reading, and check back in later. I got this chair the other day at a friend's yard sale, and I absolutely love it here. I'm pretty sure it's an outdoor furniture piece, but it's too nice to put outside to potentially get ruined. So I've been looking for a chair for this corner of our bedroom, right by the windows, and I love this spot so much. And here we are, the coffee's empty. And this is what happened around me. Eden was here, how can you tell? Having my Bible time / quiet time is not so quiet anymore, but that's okay. The important thing is to just do it, because we never waste time by spending time in God's Word, and I've just been reminded of that so much recently, how important it is to be grounded in the truth of God's Word, because there's so much deception out there. And it's so sad to see people walking in that deception and believing it to be true, or falling for it because it sounds good and it appeals to the flesh and what we want. And yeah, I don't know. This is my encouragement to you, especially mamas out there, to, even in the chaos around you, make time to spend some time in the Word, to be grounded in that truth and on that solid foundation. And I'm speaking to myself because it doesn't happen every day like I want it to, but it's just something that's been heavy on my mind recently. And yeah, I want to, like, I just feel that desire and need for myself to go back to the Word again, and just to be rooted and grounded in that and established in the truth of who God is and who Jesus is, and yeah, and what the Word says, because that is the ultimate truth. Anyway, Eden is down for her nap, so I want to quickly get dressed for the day and do a quick tidy up of the house, because I always like to do that during nap time, just so that I can stay on top of things and not have it all pile up throughout the day. Because if she's awake and I'm trying to clean up, it doesn't really get cleaned up because she's pulling things out again. But yeah, I'll check back later. If she's still sleeping, I think I will go walk around outside and check on the garden again, and go maybe pick some of the roses to keep in here, because they're so far away. I can see them from my window, but I want to enjoy them in my house. I love that I have these that I can just go out and pick and have fresh flowers in the house. But anyway, I'll check back in later. I don't remember if I ever got a clip of our garden, but we planted corn here, and then like long ways here, and then on this side in shorter rows this way we did some green beans, and then over here I planted some that were already plants. So like here's some snap peas, sugar snap peas, 2 different kinds of pepper plants. We have jalapeno and banana peppers, and then there's a cucumber plant up there, right there. And then over here are 2 different kinds of tomato plants, and then here I planted some strawberries. And then over here a different kind of bean. Not a ton of variety, but we wanted to keep it small this year just to have for fresh eating. I don't think I'm going to try to put any up, because we don't have a ton of freezer space or any place really to put canned goods. But I'm excited. This is our first year doing our own garden. There's a lot of weeds, as you can tell. We need to get out here and get those out, but hey Kip, come this way, come. He's like, I'm gonna wander off while she's distracted. If you live in the South, you know what this is. Not great. So as you can see, most of them fell off of this first one, but there's so many pink ones here, and some more peach colored ones. They look a little white on the camera here, but they're more of a peach color. Let me get a close up. Just so pretty. Wow, it's very humid today from all the rain. But whenever I look at these, I feel like these rose bushes should be like in a palace garden, because they remind me of the roses I would have seen in Poland when we visited some palaces and walked through their gardens. They're so pretty, but it just makes me happy that I actually have some of my own here. It's such a blessing. Was not expecting to have these, and I've always dreamed of having my own flowers that I could cut myself. And here we are. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly cut some off and then go back inside because it's humid. I'm already sweating and I was barely outside. Welcome to the South. I'm talking quietly because Eden is sleeping on the other side of the wall. And they're not very soundproof, and I don't want to wake her up because it took her a while to go to sleep and I need her to sleep. I didn't get as much reading done as I wanted to today. I ended up having to go to the bank this afternoon for my husband. It was a quick little trip, but then I was home just taking care of things here at the house. I forgot that I needed to be sorting through and editing pictures from a youth conference that I was the photographer for back home in Georgia. And yeah, so I have all of those pictures waiting for me to edit and cull through, and yeah, I want to get those to them by this weekend. And yeah, I just forgot. I was not remembering that I needed to get it done this week, and so I was working on that a little bit this afternoon as well. As you would have seen, I was able to sit down a little bit ago and read some more of this book, and I am definitely invested in the story now because I sat down and gave it some time, and I was enjoying it in the beginning in the sense that the story was interesting and the writing was interesting. It just wasn't flowing and I couldn't read it quickly. I needed to like just get my mind wrapped around the writing style and the different point of views. But yeah, my husband and I are going to go, and Eden are going to go hopefully buy a new minivan. We're going to at least look at it tonight, and hopefully we'll buy it because it seems like it's a great deal. If you missed one of my previous videos, we were in an accident and our original van that we had was totaled, and so yeah, we're needing a new vehicle. We're driving a rental right now from the insurance company, but yeah, we're hoping to get that tonight. But it's about an hour and a half away, and so that should be plenty of time for reading on the drive there as well, unless my husband and I end up chatting the whole time. I did get to page 120, so that's 42 pages read from when I started. So I have a ways to go if I actually want to make it to 200 pages today, but there's still plenty of time left in the day. I just need to prioritize reading maybe. But let me tell you this, in my in my Bible reading today, I am catching up, as I said, with the Bible in a Year Club with Felicia Masonheimer, and I was doing the catch-up. Yeah, I was doing the catch-up reading today, and we're in the middle of 1 Samuel. So we were reading about the birth of Samuel and then Saul's reign in Israel, and now David has just arrived on the scene in my Bible reading. And Felicia had mentioned that the new show on Amazon Prime, The House of David, was an interesting resource to watch, especially while we're reading the story. She had said that they had watched the first 3 episodes, and it seems really accurate to the biblical story. And although she didn't she said she couldn't endorse the whole thing because they hadn't seen it yet, but it was an interesting resource. And so I had actually started this like several weeks ago, and I only got like 20 minutes into the first episode. But it was just, I ended up watching that first episode this afternoon as well, while I was eating lunch and Eden was napping for her first nap. And it was so interesting and so fascinating. I loved the cinematography. It is a little violent in some places, but so is 1 Samuel because of all of the battles with the Philistines. And it's just like the first episode was just showing David's rise like as a shepherd boy, and I haven't gotten to the point yet where he's anointed king, but I don't know. That's just a random tidbit. If you've been thinking about watching The House of David, this is my recommendation for at least the first episode because it's very interesting, and having just read the story in the Bible today, it just like brought it all to life, and it was very fascinating. But anyway, second cup of coffee made for the day. I'm gonna keep reading, although I really want to watch the next episode. but I also am trying not to binge it. The episodes are all like an hour long. But yeah, I don't want to binge it. I want to savor the story and kind of watch it as I'm reading through the story in the Bible. But anyway, we have to leave in about 30 minutes. Whenever my husband gets here, hopefully he wants to leave around 5:30, and it's 5 till 5. So I'm gonna just read until my husband gets home and see how much further we can get. Trying to think what I last updated you guys on. I think it was last night when we were going to get the van. We did buy the van. That's great. It was a really good deal, and we're just grateful to have been able to find another one so quickly. I didn't get a lot of reading done on the way up because my husband and I ended up talking a lot, which is normal. And obviously we had the other vehicle, so then we both had to drive home, and so I for sure couldn't read then. But then we got home and Eden had a late nap, and Curly was not going down for the night. I was spending a lot of time rocking her or sitting on the floor reading in her room while she was just laying down in her crib and waiting for her to fall asleep. So I did get a lot of reading done, and then I stayed up till almost midnight and just in bed trying to read. And I never made my 200-page goal, but I got maybe to 150 maybe? Maybe a little less than that. I don't know for sure. But I wasn't staying up to read just to get to those pages. I was staying up because I could not put the book down, but I was falling asleep, so I decided to put it away around midnight. But then as soon as I woke up this morning, I picked the book up again and have been reading ever since, with obviously taking breaks to feed Eden and myself breakfast and just tend to Eden in between. But yeah, I only have a little bit left in the book. I am highly invested in the story now, and it's at this point in the book, after what I just read, it's definitely feeling like a 5-star book, but I don't know if I'll feel the same at the end of the book. But if it's already giving me that feeling now, it's probably going to be 5 stars. So good. The way she just portrays these characters and weaves the story in the most beautiful poetic language, prose, I guess maybe is what it's called. What do I know? We are definitely finishing this book today. I'll see if I'll get any of the other books finished. Yeah, again, Eden is down for a nap, and I'm going to try to finish the book. It is almost 3 o'clock on this glorious Saturday, and Eden just woke up. I was just about to say she's been sleeping a long time, but I've been getting some reading done. I was working out in my garden as well while Eden was sleeping, pulling some weeds, but mostly this morning was either reading or just kind of having a very chill, lazy day. I did just finish this book, so here's my second book finished for the week. I'm almost 50% of the way through my Kindle book, which is Titan, and I'm actually really invested in that story. So I feel like I could probably finish that one today as well. I'm not sure. I don't know how much if I'll keep filming today. I know I want to finish it today at some point, but I really need to start editing this video so that I can get it out. I guess I'll just see if anything fun happens that I want to update you guys on today, which I don't know that it will. There's my update for today. Not a whole lot, but I do want to go get some milk, and Eden loves to go because she gets to see the cows and the baby calves. And
I'm gonna say hi to the puppy. Yeah? Is it a little flower? Mm-hmm.
okay, don't mind the hair. I went outside to read and let Eden play, as you saw in some of those clips. But then I got distracted by playing in the woods. I was trying to clear a pathway to a spot back in our woods that I want to eventually turn into like a fire pit, hangout, camping spot. And I just got busy pulling weeds and cleaning up leaves. So I am a warm, sweaty mess. Do you need some water? I am gonna just finish the video here because I don't know that we'll be doing too much more this evening. Vince will be home soon from work, and then we'll just have some family time. And so I'm gonna just end the video here. Thanks for coming along. What's Kip doing? Thanks for coming along on my random week in the life, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.